It was also Hurricane State, and Amid Al-Badou, money for him. Faithful Son and Kamtara, as Matt was just saying, just drifting slightly, and fantastic fella. He got himself a bit warm. I've certainly seen him look a lot better than he does today.
And no strong moves for anything, really. Faithful Son, the 2-to-1 favourite. Amid Al-Badou, 9-2. On 5-to-1, Kamtara and Kapjuluka. And then 7-to-1, Fantastic Fellow, aboard which Olivier Pellier is putting up £2 over.
Faithful Son goes into the stalls. This race takes about 1:42 to run. Amid Al-Badou coming forward now. Kapjuluka encouraged to line up.
Coming in.
Kick away then for the Diamond Stakes, and as they go to the first furlong, through on the inside, Kapjuluka holds a position. Kamtara running fast, followed through by Polar Prince. The action on the outside, the green cap, that's Fantastic Fellow, followed by Prince of My Heart. The striped cap midfield, Amid Al-Badou. Al Mushtarak is the back marker as they come to the top of the hill, and Freewheel for a stride or two down the Tattenham corner. They're being taken there by Kapjuluka, the horse with the big white face, with Kamtara on the outside, then Fantastic Fellow and Polar Prince, Amid Al-Badou and Prince of My Heart. Then comes Hurricane State. Faithful Son is last but one, and Al Mushtarak last of all as they continue the descent to Tattenham corner. And past the 5-furlong marker, and it's Kapjuluka that leads by about 3 parts of a length. Two Fantastic Fellow, and then Kamtara, Polar Prince the inside, the yellow and black. The striped cap, Amid Al-Badou, the start stays Prince of My Heart. Faithful Son follows these. The favourite, Faithful Son, with a bit of running to do. Al Mushtarak still at the back of the pack, and they come to the top of the home run now. So down the straight they come, with Kapjuluka running the rail. The blue colours, Kamtara, Frankie Dettori pushing that one along. A lot of horses going better than that one. Polar Prince principally the inside. Faithful Son has cut through the pack and coming home well. Al Mushtarak with a run, a quarter of a mile to go, and it's Polar Prince has coming to press Kapjuluka, with Faithful Son the favourite on the outside. The rank outsider in the white jacket, Al Mushtarak, that finishes fourth. Then comes Amid Al-Badou, the rest are out of it. Inside the final furlong is Polar Prince with the yellow and black sleeves, the yellow cap that goes into the lead, and Polar Prince striding up towards the line. Faithful Son in second place, but closing as the line comes. Polar Prince holds it though to Faithful Son, Kapjuluka. Then comes Amid Al-Badou, followed by Al Mushtarak, a big run back to Kamtara, finished in front of Prince of My Heart, Fantastic Fellow, and last of all was Hurricane State. And so the result of this, the Diamond Stakes, it's the Vodafone Diamond Stakes, has gone to number 4, Polar Prince, in the colours of Mrs. Christine Stevenson, trained at Newmarket by Michael Jarvis. A 14-to-1 chance, and a good meeting for the Jarvis camp, and Ray Cochrane's 18th winner of the season. Of course, he's in action in our big race later on today. Second horse home was number 8, Faithful Son, well at the back of the pack with a long way to play. Mick Kinnan finished best of all on that, but held by Polar Prince, who got first run. And the third horse home was the pace-setting number 2, Kapjuluka. Faded a little bit when hanging inside the final mile, inside the final quarter mile. On the right there, the red cap, that's Kapjuluka. But the winner is Polar Prince, distinctly North horse. Ray Cochrane getting this horse home in great style.
Wow, what a wonderful performance this. Travelled incredibly well throughout the race, but I was just saying to Jim McGraw, or rather he was saying to me, that the probably the best effort was from the eventual second, Faithful Don, who was getting into all sorts of trouble, not handling the course, took ages to find his feet. But let's not take anything away from this winner, Polar Prince, because as I said, he travelled best of all throughout the race, and then when push came to shove and he had to buckle down to his job, he really did it in a certain amount of style. Kapjuluka ran his heart out on the rails, just beginning to tire at this point, probably needed this race just to put him spot on. But Ray Cochrane can pass that post in front in the Derby on Kayazi.
That was 10 years ago.
Long time ago, but I'd imagine this one giving him just as much pleasure.
Ray Cochrane stuns the punters there, winning on Polar Prince, the 14-1 sixth choice of the backers, and he was a 14-1 chance in the offices this morning, and foils this Faithful Son, who was a drifter in the market from 6-4 out to top of the head, 9-4, but came from way back. His challenge was too late for Canaan, with Cap Juluka third, sent off at 5-1. The 3-year-olds failed here, but that Polar Prince is the 5th longest prize winner in 27 runnings of the Diomed. 25-1 Mr. Martini 2 years ago, and Prima Voce in 82, and 20-1 Silver Honda in 91, and All Friends in 75 was also a 20-1 chance. 14-1 here, Polar Prince, the kind of result that bookmakers like as the hors d'oeuvre builds up for the Derby itself. And just news to report that the favourite Entrepreneur is now even money. Johnny Lights has laid a £5,000 bet to win £5,500 twice. 11-10 has been taken tax-free here on the course. The favourite Entrepreneur, it is now generally in levels, you devils, even money, fluctuating. Will it be odds on or will it be odds against? Even more exciting than the race itself.
Well, there you had a horse, John, just to make the point again, a horse that showed he could handle the track in this fella, Polar Prince, who'd won here before, and it showed during the race, whereas Faithful Son had just 2 runs, both on straight tracks. And Michael Canaan never balanced, never happy on his horse, whereas Ray Cochrane on this fella maximised his chance, used Cap Juluka as a lead, as a hare, and then when push came to shove, well, he didn't really have to do too much, just ride him up in the closing stages. But position, all important at Epsom, it will be in the Derby.
Full starting prices on the Vodafone Diomed Stakes. First number 4, Polar Prince, 14-1. Second number 8, Faithful Son, 9-4 favourite. Third number 2, Cap Juluka at 5-1. The totes, a generous win tote, £17.90. Places 360, 150 and 190. Dual forecast £35.30. And the straight forecast £40.47. 9 round.
I've been joined by the happiest person here at Epsom today.
Yes,
Christine Stevenson, well done.
So, thank you.
What's it like to have a winner on Derby Day?
Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah?
It's a dream come true.
Now tell us, how did this dream start with this horse?
Well, we bought him as a yearling at the Newmarket sales, and I've had him ever since. And this is his 6th win now. He won 2 valuable handicaps in a conditions race last year, and then he was second to Wizard King in a listed this year. Then we took him to Rome, and he won a listed there. And back today for this.
He's a real money spinner, but apart from that, you've got a real love and affection for this one.
I absolutely love him. I really do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't part with him.
How many other horses have you got?
I've got another 3-year-old, and my husband's got a filly, a 2-year-old filly, and we've got a share in Deep Finesse as well.
Do you make your racing pay, can I ask? Go on.
Well, we do actually. I know we're the exception. We've been very lucky.
Yeah.
And Tony Isler has bought the horses, and he's a very good picker. And I think we have been lucky. I absolutely love it. The last few years have been wonderful. We had a bad start when we took part in a syndicate, and we did lose some money in that. But after that, it's been, it's been wonderful.
You're a great advert for people watching and saying, I'd love to have a horse. How much did he cost, by the way? Was he expensive?
20,000 guineas.
So he wasn't cheap, but he was still a bargain.
Still a bargain.
And how much has he won now? He's won.
Oh, what did he win today?
A lot of money.
I never look. I'm superstitious. I never look. He'd won 80,000 after the Rome race.
Yes.
So he's up another 30 now.
Well, it's lovely to talk to you. Have you any idea what's going to win the Derby?
Well, I rather like Silver Patriarch, and the Grand softened a bit for him. So I like Grace.
A lot of women do. Congratulations, nice winner.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, news on that Stewards Inquiry at Haydock into the 2:10 result. The result stands. First number 7, Shadouf, 8-1. Second number 3, Crystal Gold, 15-8 favourite. And third number 6, Celet at 8-1. 8 round. And at Doncaster, the 2:20, an upset in the first race there. First number 5, Premium Pursuit at 20-1. Second number 16, Country Garden, 4-1 favourite. And third number 19, Starliner at 33-1. The totes on that race, the win paid £28.30. Places 490, 170 and £15.50. The dual forecast £82.40 and the straight forecast £89.09. There was a non-runner, number 13 and 20 round.
Now, Derby Day is racing's showpiece, and I'm very glad to say, as ever, that the ladies have done their very best on the fashion front to make it just that. Well, some marvellous fashions there, but that is one of the great sights for the Derby, the Chelsea pensioners who still come here year after year, and what a lovely sight that makes.
A Chelsea pensioner, and now somebody who's not yet a pensioner, but he hasn't won the Derby. Frankie Dettori is going to get fed up with it.
Yeah, not yet. We've still got an hour to go, who knows?
Frankie, what do you think of this Derby Day? Sunshine, how good a Derby Day do you think it is?
Well, I want to say a very well done to all the people who put a good effort to make this race again a special day. And if you look yourself around, look at the people. It's wonderful. That's what we need. We need the public to come and see this wonderful day.
It feels good to us watching it, but does it feel good to the jockeys? Does it have a special buzz?
Yes, it is. I've been countering down 2 horses by the first race and the second race, and it feels like I've got a guy behind me shouting my name all the time.
Oh, really?
But it's just the echo of the crowd going around, go on Frankie, go on Frankie. So it's nice to see the atmosphere back. It's great.
Frankie, give us some technical stuff. What's the ground riding like?
Actually, I stayed in London last night, and it rained a lot. So I was very scared since they watered the ground, it was going to turn out to be good to soft. I just checked the stand side because it's usually fast when the ground is on the soft side. Stand side and the rail side, and the difference is not that much. Obviously, it's a touch faster on the stand side, but it's not worth coming across because you probably the ground you lose around the turn coming to the stand side is probably not enough to lose today.
Now, lots of people will say, OK, let's just back Frankie. Bold demand, hasn't got quite the form in many people's eyes. What do you think?
Well, if you told me 2 months ago if I was going to ride Bold Demand in the Derby, I would have laughed. But the horses come from strength to strength. He's improving every day. He's won a nice maiden at Sandown. The race Chantilly won. Obviously, he hasn't been proven in group class, but we're giving him a shot. You know, we all got Entrepreneur to beat. And these 4 or 5 horses are already proven in group class, but my horses are live outside chance.
Do you see this as a pretty physical derby, already testing Gallop to try and stretch Entrepreneur?
It is always a fast run race, the Derby. It's never a slow run race. So you need to get the man after that.
What's the pacemaker? Crystal Hearted, do you think?
Well, everybody wants to have a good position. Crystal Hearted runs from the front. Better the dip, you can do whatever you want with him. Pat be up there because he stays very well. I guess Mickey now won't be too far out the back because he's got a 4 or 5 shot. So it's going to be a pretty fast run race.
And let's be clear, no one does anybody any favours on the Derby, so Mick Kinnan, well, no one's going to be against him, but no one's going to say, oh, let him out, are they?
Like I said in one of the papers, it's one of the races where we all leave our brain into the weighing room. It's a man's world today. Now, obviously, the 13 runners makes life a lot easier. I mean, the past derbies with about 10 horses in the race would not belong there. This year is pretty much everybody's got a little chance. So I don't predict a very rough race, but usually when the heat comes on from the 5 till Tottenham Corner, that's where you see the selection. The stayers and the good horses will go away from those who don't stay, those who are not good enough.
And Frankie, hard that we try. It's hard, on television, it's hard to explain just how much of a climb and a camber it is. It's quite different from an ordinary track.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we have to use a lot of petrol getting to the turn to get a good position. And then as soon as we start the descent, everybody wants to stay pretty close. So that's why horses who are not good enough, it begins to tell on the legs coming down the hill. So they get unbalanced and they lose the rhythm altogether.
But even up the straight, I walked it on Tuesday, I've forgotten just how much it rolls into the rail. I mean, you must have to hang on to the brake, keep them balanced up the straight.
Well, if you see the good horses always keep straight, it's the bad horses, the tired horses will lean towards the rail. Let's hope mine is the one we'll keep straight today.
Do you think, realistically, the Entrepreneur is the champion in waiting?
Yes, I do. I do. He has no excuses. Small field, great draw. With a horse like that, you can afford staying 4 wide, keep your horse relaxed, just keep an eye on the others, and then you can wait whenever you want, and then you know when you press the button, he's going to respond. I was very impressed in the Guineas. First time out, he looked wonderful. The race was a run to suit him, and I think he's the real McCoy.
It's great to look forward to, but anything goes in the Derby.
Watch Bold Demand, you never know.
Thank you very much.
I hope you didn't discard Rejected in the next race at Haydock, 240, because that was the winner, 2-1. Second, number 6, Sharp Cracker, 5-2. Third, number 2, Happy Days, 6-4 favourite. On runner number 5, 5 red.
I've just been talking to... Oh, thank you very much. I've just been talking to Christopher Spence, the chairman here at Epsom, and he was saying, the buzz is back, isn't it, Tomo? And he's right. It is back. Look at the crowd that we've got here today. Who said they couldn't move it to a Saturday and make it a success? This is the day when people can come racing. These people have made the trip from all over the United Kingdom. This is in the middle of the course. These signs are where different horses took up the running. On the far side, that's the Tattersalls. This is the marvellous Stand, and where Majesty the Queen is. People are having picnics here at the track. The sun is coming out. It's a little bit breezy, but it's about 22 degrees. That's it. Go on, knock him off. Go on, don't pull him. Knock him off. Go on, the gladiators. That's it. Go off him round. And this man's on. Like the ground, will he stay? And we're now 60 minutes, less than 60 minutes away from the 218th running of the most famous flat race in the world.
My most memorable derby was whenever Leicester won on the Minstrel and he beat Hot Grove. I mean, it was a fantastic race, and he had both the horses and jockeys had to throw everything in, and it was a fantastic race. Hammer and tongs all the way down the straight, and just the last stride, Leicester forced the Minstrel's head in front. But a great, fantastic race to watch.
And it's Hotgrove who now takes it up. Hotgrove the leader, 2 furlong from home marker. The Minstrel second. Russian Groom is third. Then after leading 3, make it run towards the outside Monseigneur. Million Dollar Man now dropping back. They run now towards the final furlong. It's Willie Carter on Hotgrove. Leicester Pickett on the Minstrel. That's the leading 2. Russian Groom not going to make it. As they come now inside the final furlong. It's Leicester Pickett on the near side of the Minstrel. Hotgrove on the far side. It's between these two. It's going to be very close. The Minstrel on the near side, just the winner.
Tony Cook calling home the Minstrel, always remembered for that blitzkrieg finish of Leicester Pickett on the Minstrel, but Willie Carson reckons he rode the greatest race of his life almost to get Hotgrove so close to the Minstrel. The Minstrel, of course, was favourite for the Derby, and if you reckon that Entrepreneur is an absolute certainty to win this afternoon, go back exactly 50 years. 1947, Tudor Minstrel, the champion 2-year-old of 1946, was unbeaten, and under Sir Gordon Richards had won a sizzling 2,000 guineas by 8 lengths. Labelled the horse of the century, Tudor Minstrel was back down to 7-4 on to give Sir Gordon his first Derby, but it all went wrong.
Gordon Richards and the favourite made a gallant effort. Though he held on, Tudor Minstrel was tiring. Bridgeland, the French coast jockey, had in fact got the race well in hand, and he began to look as if only Sire Giraud or Migoli, now fourth, could stave off another French triumph. Earl Diver galloped on with great resolution. The favourite began to fade away.
21 years on, Sir Ivor was arguably another non-stayer. He was the next Derby favourite to start at odds-on. This time, backers were rewarded by Leicester Pickett at his supreme, nonchalant best on a brilliant colt.
Into the straight, the favourites line back in 6th place. Sir Ivor had never run this distance before, had either stamina to bring him through. Well, here it comes. On the outside, nearest camera, Leicester Pickett and Sir Ivor begin that astonishing finishing burst. On past Romand and Mount Athos, on past the valiant Connaught, almost as if he'd grown wings like Pegasus, Sir Ivor flies to the post.
The ill-fated Shergar at 11-10 on in 1981 was an even more emphatic winner, scoring by a record 10 lengths. He gave 18-year-old choir boy Walter Swinburne the first of his 3 derbies.
And Shergar is going on and going clear. The odds-on favourite clear in the derby with just over 2 furlongs left to go. It's Shergar in the lead and clear from Silver Season. Leicester Piggott coming very wide on shotgun, but they've got 2 furlongs left to race, under 2 furlongs to go, and it's Shergar in the lead. Shergar from Scintillating Air in 2nd place. Church Parade is 3rd, Shotgun 4th, then comes Glint of Gold, but Shergar is well clear with a furlong to go. Shergar a long, long way clear of his rivals. Shergar in the lead and clear. Walter Swinburne riding him out, going for home ahead of Glint of Gold is 2nd, Scintillating Air is 3rd, Shotgun is 4th, but coming up to the line, Shergar is going to win it at the line. Shergar is the winner, very easy winner.
3 years later, if you'd laid the odds on another outstanding 2,000 guineas winner, El Gran Senor, it only seemed a question of how far he'd win by at the 2 furlong marker. This time, though, it was the bookies who were reprieved, but only in their final desperate stride.
Panetta is looking round for dangers. Secreto on the outside is his danger. The rest are like whirling dervishes. It's Panetta setting still, but he's after quicker now. It's El Gran Senor and Secreto inside the final furlong. El Gran Senor and Secreto. El Gran Senor and Secreto. Biding Fella's going to be 3rd. El Gran Senor and Secreto. It's a ding-dong battle in the line. El Gran Senor and Secreto at the line. It's Secreto from El Gran Senor.
And it was the unbeaten little colt Tenby who was the most recent odds-on chance in the Derby in '93. But early in the straight, Tenby was doomed. Punters were dumbfounded as his Henry Cecil trained stable companion, Commander-in-Chief, also owned by Khalid Abdullah and ridden by Entrepreneur's jockey Michael Cannan, roared clear.
Up towards the line, the Commander's in charge. Commander-in-Chief takes the Derby.
So 5 odds-on chances since the war, 3 have been beaten, and there have been 30 odds-on favourites in the Derby, 17 won, 13 lost. So will Entrepreneur add to that unlucky for punters, 13 losers, Entrepreneur, who is an even money chance in the betting for the Derby. Here they're going 4-1 Fars, number 11, an enigmatic character Fars. Will the punters go in for him with 7-1 against Rockforce and 8-1 bar the 2? 10 favourites in 44 runnings have won this, only 2 since 1984. You're being asked to back Fars, who has put in the 4-1 favourite. With 11-2 now, you can get bar the 1.
This is something I've always wanted to do. I've never actually watched the Derby from the top of a bus, but this is a very traditional part of Derby Day at Epsom. The buses, which this year have been allowed, I think, even closer to the course, and I was hoping to have a lot of travellers from far and wide, but these lovely ladies here have come, guess where, from Epsom. Tell me, is it the first Derby you've been to?
Yes, it is.
And so is it, what do you think of it so far?
It's busy.
Have you ever been racing before at all or not? No. Do you think that, well, it's a silly question really, because you're not going to get very close to a horse, right?
No, I'm not.
I said I was wanting travellers from all around the world, and I found an Australian lady. Unfortunately, she has been here for 8 years, but nevertheless, have you been racing in Australia? So can you compare this or not?
Not exactly. We have something at Easter time in Adelaide, where I'm from, called Oakbank, which is quite special.
Right.
Everyone gets together and has picnics and bets, obviously, on the races. But no, I think the Derby is pretty special.
Have you ever ridden a pony or a horse?
No. She's been water skiing though.
Water skiing? Have you really? Well done.
I have been riding a pony. You have been riding a pony?
Yeah.
Sweetheart.
Yes. As you can see, us bus viewers or bus spectators are having a real good time. I think I'll enjoy myself here for the rest of the afternoon, let the rest of the team do the work. And we'll be able to see the Derby wonderfully from here, hear the noise, get the excitement and the drink.
Thank you.
Well, there's a really big crowd here this afternoon for Derby Day and a great atmosphere, but one of Vodafone's guests in particular is very special. Mike Caldwell from Vodafone, tell us more.
Well, we received a letter from Ethel Welford's niece asking if we could give her any hospitality or get her to the races, because, believe it or not, she's been to 60 derbies. So we were delighted to be able to say yes, and I've got Ethel sitting next to me here, who's our guest of honour this afternoon.
Well, wonderful to meet you, Ethel. Do you mind? Can I ask how old you are?
I shall be 90 next month.
And 60 derbies, so that takes you back to 1937?
Yes.
Has the day changed much in that time?
Oh, terrifically.
In what ways?
Things were so much cheaper in those days. We could have a bet for threepence. We could have a cup of tea for tuppence. So many things.
Did you go into the centre of the course?
No, mostly on the hill, being unable to go in the stand till later on.
And there was presumably a great atmosphere.
Absolutely terrific. Wonderful.
Why do you think it is that the crowds were bigger in those days?
Because there wasn't so much entertainment otherwise for them. And the hill was always free, where the poorer people could come and enjoy it.
Could you always see the race very well from there?
Very well indeed.
And what do you remember as being your favourite derby in all that time?
Well, I don't know. I think Desi's my favourite horse.
Oh dear. Sadly, he didn't run at Epsom.
Yes, yes. We had some wonderful times.
Have you any idea which horse you'll be backing this afternoon?
I'm not quite sure yet. I've got to sort it out.
Do you still follow the form? I mean,
yes,
if you've been to 60 derbies.
I study it. I study them every day.
And you've still not made your mind up what you're backing today?
Well, I think it's got to be Bold Demand or Silver Patriot.
Very good. Well, Bold Demand is Frankie
yes.
Dettori, and Silver Patriot, Pat Eddery, so not bad choices.
Yes.
But, Mike, what have you done to get Ethel here
Well,
today?
Ethel was received at home by a chauffeur-driven Jaguar with 2 outriders provided by the AA Vodafone Roadwatch team, and she swept through the crowd, escorted by the motorbikes all the way. It was a super entrance.
Absolutely wonderful.
Marvellous. Well,
absolutely wonderful.
To have come to 60 derbies is absolutely wonderful. Funnily enough, Lord Oaksey, it's his 50th derby this year, so you've got 10 years up on him, but I hope you come for another 60.
Yes, I hope so.
Have a lovely day.
I shall do. I'm thoroughly enjoying every minute.
80 odd years apart, but united by Derby Day. And another Derby Day race coming on. One day there'll be binoculars, which we have to now put onto the London Car Telephones Handicap. Splendid name, 1.25 miles of the Derby trip here, and there are 14 runners.
By the top weight, a front runner, that's the Dilettanti at 10-1 from stall 1. Seb Sanders on your side. From 9, another front runner here, and in the 5th, 33-1 chance Olivier Pellier. Out of 8 comes Major Change, 9-1 Kieran Fallon. From 4, Rock Force, 15-2 and Richard Hills. From stall 14, another possible front runner in Champagne Prince at 9-1. Carl Lowther won on the horse last time. He claimed a £7 allowance. Out of 13, Hunter Zabrora, a 14-1 chance with John Reed. Stall 10 holds Spirit of Libro, 14-1. Martin Dwyer claims 3. From 2, Barton Hill Boy, 25-1 Willie Ryan. From 7, Star Manager, 16-1 Richard Quinn. From 3, Conspicuous, a 12-1 chance with Michael Roberts. From 12, Fars, the 92 favourite, Mick Kinnan rides. From 6, Tertium, second in the race last year, 10-1 Frankie Dettori. From 5, Autumn Cover, big price, 12-1 Royston French claiming 5. And from 11, Trojan Risk Blink at 8-1 Jimmy Quinn. And Trojan Risk Blinker for the first time today. This is the London Car Telephones Handicap. It's over 1.25 miles.
Well, it's anything goes here at Epsom on Derby Day. Who cares about the racing when you can rock and roll it a bit?
Well, must be a tip for this race with Rock Force being the mount of Richard Hughes. He wasn't our eye catcher though. That went to Tertium. Dilettanti, Autumn Cover, Trojan Risk, pluses for all of those, and surprisingly Fars just drifting down in the betting ring. This would normally be a major race most Saturday afternoons. It's a warm-up race now to the Derby, of course. £30,000 going to the winner, and this fella, the Dilettanti, top weight of 9 stone 10 to carry. He's had one run here so far this season where he finished behind a couple of